Hello, welcome to your guided tour of Horatio Pippin's painting, Christmas Morning Breakfast. Christmas Morning Breakfast is an oil painting by an African-American artist named Horatio Pippin from 1945. The dimensions of the work are 53.6 by 66.5 centimeters, and it is currently on display at the Cincinnati Art Museum in Cincinnati, Ohio, United States. Unfortunately, I was unable to find a picture of it on display, but here in the video you can see it. Horatio Pippin was born in Westchester, Pennsylvania in 1888. His grandparents had been slaves, and he also served in the First World War, resulting in much of his work being involved in depictions of African American life and the tribulations of war. He was enlisted in the 15th Regiment of the New York National Guard and was later honorably discharged due to a permanent injury to his arm. He married, and unable to work manual labor jobs, he created his first oil painting in 1928 and came to have a solo exhibition in 1939. Horatio Pippin gained recognition and patronage for his work and was able to support himself with his art until he died of a stroke in 1946 at the age of 58. The painting is an autobiographical work that depicts an ordinary household having a meal during what one can infer to be Christmas season. A laboring mother wears a long white cooking apron over a floor-length dress and serves pancakes to a younger boy waiting patiently at the table with his hands clasped together. Her back is hunched over, giving the viewers a sense of her working life. The room is decorated with a large Christmas tree, various ornamental carpets, and random objects scattered about the room. The domestic space has white textured walls painted partially with gray shadows. The home is clean and orderly, but not perfect, as we can see missing plaster and various small imperfections. There is a sense of familiarity and comfort in this work. As it is an ordinary scene many of us have experienced, there is a sense of family and tradition. Hand in hand with this feeling of comfort is also a sense of nostalgia and missing something from the past. The characters are painted from a non-obtrusive distance, looking at the scene straight on. The characters are quite small relative to the space of the home, and the white walls seem to loom with an expansive height. The expression on the characters' faces are unclear, but the audience can infer their relationship and emotions involved through their mannerisms. Something interesting to keep in mind when looking at this painting is that Pippin did not have any formal art training, and curiously considered himself a realist. This painting formally is a pretty far stretch from the work of the realists from a century ago, such as Gustave Courbet with his work The Stonebreakers, which depicts the working class, much like what Horatio Pippin did. This isn't to say Horatio Pippin's work isn't realistic. Pippin paints what he believes to be real. The painting is a memory from his childhood, painted recently before his death in 1946. The work is sometimes categorized to be under primitivism. Primitivism is a belief in the value of what is simple and unsophisticated. It has been a vessel of expression not only for artists lacking in formal education, but also artists with education who hope to emulate the purity of seeing without the constructs of formal art training. There is an ambivalence in the flat patterns and shapes used by Pippin. The lack of scientific perspective, as seen with the rugs that retain their original width at the front as the painting recedes further back. There is an emphasis not on the depiction of something seen, but something remembered. There is a slightly awkward distortion in the image and a simple honesty in the forms used. Horatio Pippin's work is abstracted from real life, but is still highly figurative. There is also a decorative symbolic representation seen through the ornament of the tree, the rug, and the random objects through the home. Pippin depicts what he sees with the mind's eye through his childhood memory, which also makes this an emotional and expressive work.